Hey, warriors. So, anyways, there's a lot happening in the collective right now, and so many of you are feeling it. The overstimulation, the overwhelm, the pull, I guess, to protect yourselves, you know, um, but also the fear of turning cold, shutting down or becoming someone you're not. And trust me, I went through this bad. Um, so let me say this clearly, you can protect your energy and keep your heart open. They're not opposites, okay? Let's say they're sisters. Um, let me I'll explain. For most of us, especially those who grew up in chaos, trauma, or having to read rooms like your lives depended on it, okay? Um, protecting ourselves meant shutting down, going into numb, going disconnecting, hardening, you know. Um and for and but that's we know this. This is survival mode, not soul mode, okay? In this new season, in this timeline you're stepping into, your heart is, one of the biggest spiritual tools, okay? Um but an open heart without boundaries, you know, that's how you burn out. That's how you get drained. That's how you end up, giving energy you don't even have. You know what I'm saying? Um, so here's the real protection, that you need. What it looks. Oh my cat. Anyways, I don't even remember what I was saying. Anyway, that's so what it looks like, you stop absorbing, what isn't yours just because you can feel someone else's pain, fear, chaos or confusion, you know, um, does not mean it's your job to carry it. You know what I mean? You're not empathy without boundaries is self-destruction. Empathy with boundaries is wisdom, right? Um you stop explaining you stop explaining, to people who aren't listening, right? If someone needs you to shrink yourself or they feel, I'm really sorry. Okay, my cat is like, the last couple days, I don't know what is happening. She is destroying the place and she's distracting me. Um I'm just saying, like, you stop explaining yourself to people who aren't listening. You know what I mean? If someone needs you to shrink yourself so they feel comfortable, you know, that is not your person. I don't like saying these things, but it's true. You know, that's not your person. That is not your assignment. I don't like talking about people like that, but I don't know how else to put it. That's your distraction, you know? Um, you stop letting guilt override your intuition. You know, if your energy feels tight, heavy, or pulled, um, that's a no, you know. If your body softens and expands and feels peaceful, that's a yes. Your energy field is a better truth teller, than anyone's opinion, right? You give without betraying yourself, okay? Love doesn't mean overextending. Compassion doesn't mean, self-sacrifice. Um, Being a good person doesn't mean you're a doormat. You know what I mean? You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to step back and take your own time, and you're allowed to choose you. I don't know what to say. I'm either gonna have to record all of this or piece it together. Stop it. Calm down. Anyways, listen, your heart was never meant to shield, you know? It was meant to be, like a lighthouse, you know? But even lighthouses have walls, right? I mean, even lighthouses stand back, from the wave, I guess. The waves, Um, they they guide. They don't swim out there, to save every damn ship in the ocean, I guess. You know? You know, so protecting your energy isn't abandoning, your heart. It's making sure your heart stays alive, you know, warm and capable of loving, right? Your strength is your softness, your power is your openness, but your safety is in your boundaries, you know. You can have all three, and in this new timeline, you're gonna need them. Really. I love you.